Hey everyone, and welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary on a night where the Vancouver Canucks beat the Arizona Coyotes 2-1. And again, it was in front of all of their moms, just 24 hours after beating the Colorado Avalanche 3-1. And Team Tank, cover your ears, because with these 2 wins in the last 2 nights, the Canucks are now just 2 points behind both Nashville and Colorado for both of the wildcard spots in the Western Conference. You might be wondering what this mark is on my forehead. No, I didn't get into a fight or run into a door. Today is Ash Wednesday, and as a Catholic, it marks the start of the 40 days of Lent leading up until Easter. Now tonight, I didn't get a chance to watch the game as I was at my church all evening. I do know that Jared McCann set up Jake Virtanen for a beautiful goal in the first period, and I do know that the Sedins and Hansen had a massive 90-second shift in the second period, leading to the Canucks' second goal. I know that Ryan Miller played well, and I know that both Dan Hamhuis and Alex Biega made some awesome stops in the crease to help preserve the Canucks' win. So because I didn't see tonight's game, and I didn't want to lie about it and pretend that I had, and because I wanted to change things up a little bit for the CCC, I tweeted out that I was going to try an AMA, or an Ask Me Anything, and you, in the Twitter sphere, responded in a big way. So I'm going to take a few moments now to answer some of these questions. Anna asks, how does one stay Hutton in a world full of Spizas? Well, Anna, I'm not sure if you're referring to skill or disposition, but I will say that Hutton is young, he's carefree, and he doesn't have a lot of the expectations, the same expectations as a rookie that there might be on Lucas Sbisa, especially after Sbisa signed that contract last year. So if you're positive, hopeful, and you have a good attitude, I do think you can be a Hutton in a world of maybe some more serious Sbisas. Elmi asks, can you ask Bartkowski's mom to be on a podcast? I agree with you, Elmi. I think she'd be a great podcast guest. She's the talk of the town right now. In fact, earlier today I tweeted out, maybe I should ask Beth Bartkowski to be in my next Canucks parody song. Hashtag instant classic. Canucks fan 2016 asks, what inspired you to start doing Canucks parody songs? Well, admittedly it started when I was a young boy as I loved Weird Al Yankovic's music. I would buy all of his tapes at the time and love songs like Eat It and Like a Surgeon. Then in 2010 we did our first Christmas parody, the first one starring our Japanese foreign exchange student. And then from there, I started in a couple of other parodies from other people in the Canucks run of 2011. And then in the fall of 2011, I not only made another Christmas song, but did one with Marie, did one with a few other friends, and since then, I've done about 4 or 5 Canucks songs a year. I absolutely love making them. I think they're creative, I think they're unique, and it allows me to express my fandom in a creative way. Plus, I get to work with some really talented and good-looking people. Kathy asks, what's your Canucks in a word for tonight's game? Well, Kathy, it would have to be the word resilient. The Canucks showed a lot of resilience in bending but not breaking, and especially their defense, the way the guys are going in the crease, stopping pucks, the way that Miller's playing, the way the team's playing overall as they push to make the playoffs. Phil asks, how is Sean's basketball team doing? Hashtag ground him. Well, Phil, Sean's basketball season is indeed over. I think they went 1 win and 9 losses, or 1 win and 10 losses. But hey, they won their final game of the year, so they can say that they ended their season off on a winning streak. Bob asks, how did you get in touch with the Canucks and get Virtanen and Hutton to do that video with you? Now Bob's referring to our Canucks Christmas Rap video from December of 2015. Well, Bob, I actually think that this was a few years in the making. The Canucks have always been aware of my parody songs. They've even shared a lot of them before. And then last year for Christmas, Marie and I put together a more simple one where I was playing on the piano, Marie was singing live, and it was a medley of Christmas carols changed to Canucks lyrics. Then this year, I approached them and said, would you be interested in doing something again? And they said yes, but we want to make it more production values, more budget, more sound, more cameras, more lights. And then when we were going back and forth with the Canucks, finalizing lyrics and shot locations, they're actually the ones that said that they were going to try and get a couple of players for us. So they secured Hutton to do the little skit with Marie before the song started. And then when we showed up, both Hutton and Jake Virtanen came out and they said that they were going to be part of our video. They were so awesome to work with. Their dance moves leave a little bit to be desired, but overall they had a great time, and we are just so grateful that the Canucks trusted us, the players trusted us, and we're really happy with the end result. Thomas asks, why do people want the Canucks to tank? Ask the Oilers what not having a winning attitude has done for them and their #1 picks. Well, Thomas, that's a tricky question, and it's going to get a lot of reaction because for every person that's Team Tank, there's also a person that wants the Canucks to make the playoffs. I am one of those people. I get excited about playoff hockey. I think it does something to the city and it galvanizes fans in a way like no other. And you never know what can happen once you make it to that point of the season. Now I know Team Tanks would say, well, why even bother making the playoffs if you're only going to last 1 round or maybe 4 or 5 games? And I get that too. But also, there's no guarantee that by finishing in the bottom 5 that you are going to get that top 1, 2, or 3 pick. And if there's a drop off after those top 3 picks, and if you end up not picking those top 3 and not getting that franchise player, then now you've missed the playoffs and you haven't got one of those 3 guys that you coveted. So it's hard to say, and yes, the Edmonton Oilers are living proof that it doesn't always work. They've got a lot of young offensive power, not a lot of chemistry though, no D, sketchy goaltending, and you can see where it's gotten them so far. Copper asks, if you could go fishing with any Canuck, past or present, who and why? Well, 2 guys come to mind. The first one is Trevor Linden. Love to hear stories from his playing days, about the locker room, about on-ice stuff, about management, his relationship with Bure, him and Messier, all those type of things. The 94 Cup run, it would really, really intrigue me. And then I'd also be able to pick his brain about the future of the Canucks now, his management style, what he sees for the future of the team, and I think I'd be really intrigued by that. The other guy would be John Garrett. I think he's got a great sense of humor, a funny personality, a wonderful disposition, good attitude, and he eats a lot, so we never run out of bait. And I just think we'd have a great time sharing stories, swapping stories, and I'd love to hear stories about his playing days as well, and his view and his insight as a commentator. Larry asks, other than David Booth, your favorite Canuck, past or present? Believe it or not, David Booth is not my favorite all-time Canuck. For that, it would have to be Roberto Luongo. I have Roberto's jersey as well, and I really like seeing him mature and develop as a goaltender, as a bona fide superstar in helping us, Canada, win the gold medal in 2010, taking us to within 1 game of the Stanley Cup in 2011, his personality on Twitter, now he's playing well in Florida, and I really enjoyed his competitive spirit and the way he wore his heart on his sleeve for the Canucks. Also, didn't hurt that he actually tweeted me about one of the Canucks songs we did for him, but I'm a little biased. Phil asks, how long do you take to get ready before a YouTube video? If you're talking about how long does it take me to get ready physically, as in wardrobe and hair and makeup, probably about 7 seconds. If you're asking me what about all the technical stuff, like the cameras, the mics, the lights, computers, all that kind of thing, usually takes us a good half an hour to an hour to set everything up properly, to do sound test, mic check, camera check, all that kind of stuff. And once we do that half an hour to an hour of prep work, we're ready to go, and we usually finish filming within the next hour or so. Then it's off to editing, and about 1 or 2 hours later, it's online for the world to see. Now let's get back to tonight's game and Canucks in a word. Miller time, Winnebago, nice. Preservation, back to back, perseverance, Ham Miller time, combination of Hamuse and Miller making that save. False hope, Arpan, that's 2 words and a tad pessimistic. Arizona not, Wiley, hope, not false hope, but hope, neutered him. Next up for the Canucks, Retro Night, this Saturday as they host the Toronto Maple Leafs. Whether you're going to the game or you're watching at home, don't forget it's a 4 p.m. start. As for me, I won't be at the game nor watching it, as I'll be on a plane on my way to Poland, where I'll be working for a week. It's highly unlikely that I'll be doing any Clay's Canucks commentary videos while I'm there, but I'll certainly be following the team as the Canucks look to build on their current 2-game win streak. I invite you to follow me on Twitter at CanuckClay and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. I look forward to connecting with you guys in about a week and a half. God bless, and go Canucks go.